Guess who woke up on the violent side of the bed today? I was so blown away with how much positive feedback and love you all shared on my very recent Unpopular Luxury Opinions video. So I figured let's do a part two because I have plenty more of where that came from. So let's jump straight into it with one that I think is probably going to sting because you see a lot of this on YouTube. I think that crystallized or like crystal embellished handbags and shoes can often look pretty inexpensive. Now I know pretty much every single luxury YouTuber out there has a crystallized Prada re-edition, and I know those bags are expensive. And we know that there are lots of other crystal encrusted bags and shoes, and the price tag is often way higher than that of the regular alternative of that item from whatever designer. So for instance, I know Louboutin does a lot of their special styles in a regular leather, which might be, $600, $700, $800, $900. But if they do that same style in a crystallized version, it can be in the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 range. And I'm sure there are some that are even higher than that. So even though these crystallized items cost more, they look a little bit inexpensive to me. And I think it just kind of goes back to when you were a kid, you'd often put rhinestones on stuff, right? And you would bedazzle things. And so a lot of times I feel these bags kind of looked honestly, they could be fake. I don't know what it is. They don't look expensive to me. And so I personally wouldn't really spend the money on these types of crystallized bags. And overall, I just don't think they look very luxurious. And while I'm on the topic of other popular luxury bags, we have to talk about a bag that I think has gotten so much hype, and it seems like a great bag for a lot of reasons, but also just seems wildly impractical. And it's because I think that the Dior book tote is massive. Now I know it comes now in smaller sizes, so obviously we are talking about the biggest size of the Dior book tote. But that bag just seems way too big for regular everyday usage. And so when I see people using it in an everyday sense, I often think it looks kind of silly. I mean, I do get it as a travel bag. I get it, for instance, if you're going to work and you need to carry a lot of accessories or equipment with you. But outside of those scenarios where you're really using it as a transportation bag to carry things that are out of the ordinary, I just think it's way too big, and I think it looks silly in everyday situations. If someone is in the mall carrying a Dior book tote, I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Girl or guy or, anyone in between, what are you doing? I don't think it makes sense. I also think it's because not only is it a very big bag, but they have, very deliberate, very shouty prints on them. And so I feel the print coupled with just that massive size of the bag doesn't really make it make sense for most everyday scenarios when we would be using our handbags. Now I know some of you are gonna come for me with this one, but I have to be really honest. I think that regular leather Chanel ballet flats look like they're not very durable and kind of look a little bit flimsy. Now, this does not apply to the quilted version. So I think the quilted versions, they're thicker, they're more durable, and I think they're worth the money. Because when you think about it, Chanel ballet flats are not cheap. I mean, they are close to $1,000 in cost. So if I'm gonna be spending about $1,000 on a pair of shoes, it's something that I want to be durable. And Chanel ballet flats are super cute. They're iconic. They've got the little cap toe, the little CC on it. And it's just a really fun luxury piece. It's something that I know a lot of you all have. And it's something that I think a lot of luxury collectors dream of. But for those of you that are subscribed to this channel, you'll know I don't actually have a pair of Chanel ballet flats. And that's because I've tried them on so many times. And whenever I try on the plain leather versions, they just feel really flimsy. They don't feel like they're gonna be very resilient or robust. I feel if I were just to step a little bit sideways, they would crease very easily. And so I just do not think that that type of quality makes sense for a shoe that costs about $1,000. Now, I could be totally wrong. It could just be the feeling that they feel thin, and maybe, you know, they're not. So I would love to hear your all's thoughts down in the comments below. If I'm totally wrong on this one, please check me. But they just seem very flimsy, and they don't seem like $1,000 shoes. Like, I've got a pair of loafers from Hermes, and yes, they did cost around $1,000, and they're amazing. They are so comfortable, they wear so well, I think they look super chic, and so I feel like those really warrant the money. But the Chanel ballet flats, I'm not sold on, and I don't know if the quality of the materials really justifies the price tag. I think this next one on the list is also going to catch me a lot of heat, and that's because this is an item that I know for a fact so many people have, and a lot of people buy it as part of their Birkin bait. I love that people have become very like forward with using this term, like Birkin bait. Basically, it's what people buy in order to get their spending history up at Hermes in order to kind of qualify to be offered to get a quota bag like a Birkin or Kelly. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link a video that explains it. But basically, in order to get a Birkin or Kelly, you have to spend about the price of a Birkin or Kelly on other items at Hermes before your sales associate will then offer you a Birkin or Kelly. So there are a lot of like go-to items that people buy, and I think people are being very reasonable. They're trying to buy items that they think they're going to get good use out of. They're trying to buy things that they feel like, at least like, even though I know I'm only spending the money on these things to get offered a Birkin or Kelly, at least it's something I'll enjoy. And so I think like common things that are kind of like Birkin bait are things like, you know, Oran sandals, their fashion jewelry, you know, dishes from their homeware line, you know, like Constance belts, things like that. And one is the Hermes Avalon pillow. I think it's hideous. I want you all to like go just like look in your home right now and look at all of the throw pillows that you have, whether it's on your bed, on your couch, just like on chairs around. Do you have a single other pillow in your home with letters on it? All throw pillows are either like a solid color or like a patterned color. You don't see big old branded letters on them. And I feel like putting a pillow that's, I mean, let's be honest, the Avalon pillow is quite plain, like other than like the H's and like a little bit of design on it. Putting this plain old pillow on my couch with an H on it, it reminds me a lot of like the Hermes like click clack or like click H bracelets, that it's kind of just saying like, this is an Hermes pillow. This is an Hermes bracelet. And I'm just not really that kind of person. I also just don't think they're very cute. Like, I don't think they really elevate any type of home decor. Like, I would not want to put an Avalon pillow like on my sofa or on my bed. I don't think it would make it look very nice. So if I'm being really honest, I just don't think they're cute. And I think a lot of people buy them either like for like the brand recognition. Like if you are someone that really likes to flex and like have logos on a lot of stuff, you probably buy it for that reason. Or it's Birkin bait. And those are probably the only two reasons that I think those items get bought from Hermes. And it's crazy because you can see like on YouTube, people are unboxing Avalon pillows and blankets all the time. So they're clearly really popular. So honestly, hats off to Hermes because they found a way to market and sell a very like plain and under-designed pillow to a lot of people for a lot of money. And as I was thinking about, you know, how much I don't really care for the Hermes Avalon pillow, I was also thinking about a line of luxury homeware that I think is incredibly underrated, and I can't believe that you don't see more of it on YouTube, and that is the Gucci homeware line. It is massively underrated. Gucci, in my opinion, has really fun, out there, quirky pieces, and so I recognize that that style is not for everyone. But, I mean, Gucci as a brand is like pretty quirky, pretty whimsical. They put a lot of like improbable colors, prints, and patterns together, and it sells really well. So clearly there are some folks out there that also really like that like quirky, fun, playful style of Gucci. And I just can't believe you don't see more people like gushing about Gucci homeware. And it's funny because I realized I haven't even talked about it on my channel, but there is an ottoman from Gucci that I've been wanting for years. In fact, I have been wanting it even before it was available for sale because it was an item that they used to decorate their stores when they redid all of their stores a few years ago. Now the one I want, it's like this really fun bluish, greenish, blackish, you know, like jacquard embroidered fabric, and it's got some tigers on it. And like, I like whimsical stuff. I like little animals and like fun things like that. So I've wanted one forever, but I really have not been able to justify the cost, honestly, because that is a very expensive stool. I think it's like almost $4,000 last time I checked, but who knows? The price has probably increased since then. So I've wanted that forever, just like, you know, to put like in the little entryway of my apartment. So that way, like, you know, when you want to drop your bags and stuff or like sit down to put your shoes on, I could have that little ottoman. Not been able to justify the price, but that doesn't change the fact that their homewares line is amazing. And I think more people should be looking into it. I mean, they've got candles, they've got dishes, they've got stationery, they've got fun little games that you can play. They have lots of really cute decorative little pieces. And literally, even like as I'm sitting here talking about it, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go to like Gucci and like pick up a couple of little tchotchkes for myself, get a little like fun incense burner, get some cute little dishes, because you all know I love little like decorative dishes. So if you're looking for some luxury homeware goods and you're tired of, you know, the stuff from Hermes, definitely take a look at the ones at Gucci because they're really fun. And finally, now this one is going to be a contentious one. And honest to goodness, I went back and forth on if I should include it or not. But it is something that I feel really strongly about. And I would just really like to hear your all's thoughts on it. And it's the fact that I think a lot of luxury YouTubers have become incredibly entitled. Like, so much so to the point, like, I think a lot of them are out of touch with reality, and it's been really off-putting for me. Now listen, no one's perfect. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that don't like my channel, and that's totally fine, you know? But I feel like overall, most luxury YouTubers are regular people. Like, they're people like you and me, you know, some of them are wealthier, right, than others. Some of them can afford more than others, you know, they might you know, have a really successful job. They might be in a relationship with someone who makes a lot of money. They might have a lot of family money. But sometimes, a lot of times, they're just regular people like you and I. And regular people like you and I, you know, love luxury and fashion and appreciate it. And, you know, we look forward to when we're able to like snap up, you know, the next bag or pair of shoes or whatever. But I have seen, I would say over the course of like the past year, so many luxury YouTubers who I feel like are maybe getting a little big for their britches. And, you know, they're putting all these videos out about how they're pissed off at a brand because they didn't get offered a certain bag or they weren't invited to a certain event. And a lot of times they're saying these things in relation to the fact that they saw another YouTuber did get something. Wait, okay, so just because you have a self-made like YouTube channel, like you think that like you're entitled to be offered a Birkin or invited to this special event or whatever. I mean, people are putting out videos about how they are beefing with a certain brand. They're talking about how like this brand owes me because I've made them, you know, X amount of dollars, or I do such good publicity for them, or I'm an ambassador for them, I sell so many of their items. And I'm like, can you hear yourself right now? Please just like take a step back. Like, I know certain people, they start YouTube channels for different reasons. For some people like me, it's like a hobby. It's just something I love, right? And like, I am not looking to make a career out of this. You are never gonna catch me quitting my regular job. That is where I make my money. I make a couple of dollars a month from YouTube, you know, because I have a really small channel. But even if it grew really big, there's no way that this income would ever eclipse, you know, what I make in my regular job. So like, this is genuinely for me to like have this community, have the family, and like talk with you all. Now, some people do turn to YouTube in order to make money from it. Like, it is like a notable revenue stream for them. And for some other people, it's probably a mix of like, not only is it a revenue stream, but also like they want to be an influencer, you know, they want to be famous. And again, y'all know that's just not my bag. Like, if you look at my Instagram, first off, it's private, but I'll accept people. But even though it's private, I mean, for those of you that actually do follow me, because like some of us are friends, I mean, my Instagram is lame. I'm not trying to be famous. That's just not what I'm trying to do. And so I feel like maybe there are these folks who are like trying to become influencers, and maybe they think like, okay, I deserve this or I deserve that. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, luxury brands owe us nothing, you know? Chanel doesn't owe me anything. Have I spent a fair amount of money there? Yes. are there also people who spend 10 times, 100 times what I spend there in like one shopping trip? Yes. I mean nothing to Chanel. Chanel existed long before me. Chanel is going to exist long after me. The same can be said about all these other brands like Fendi, Gucci, Hermes. And I just wish that some of these luxury YouTubers would just kind of like take a step back and just remember the fact that we are all regular people. These brands don't owe us anything. At the end of the day, we have a business relationship. We buy things we like and they take our money. Honestly, I feel like that's what it boils down to. And I don't think the brand owes us anything. I think any type of benefit or perk that you get from a brand, it's an added bonus, but nothing's guaranteed. And so I wish some of these YouTubers maybe could like check their egos a little bit and just kind of like come back down to planet Earth with the rest of us, because I'm really not enjoying those types of videos. And like, I've just tried to stop watching them. If I see something that looks like it's going to be like a catty video, I don't even click on it anymore because I don't enjoy watching it. It just seems petty, honestly. So I know that that is like a contentious one, but I really want to hear your all's thoughts down in the comments below. Please let me know what you think, not just of luxury YouTubers, but about everything that I said here. I loved hearing your thoughts in the last video. A lot of you all agreed and a lot of you all disagreed with what I said. And I think that is the beauty of having this luxury community, is that we can have a respectful, well-informed, discussion, maybe a spirited one, but it's all in good fun. And it's all because we're just here talking about the stuff that we love. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it if you could just give this video a little like. Just give it a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel, so that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thank you again for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.